When you look out throughout the world today, which nation of people are cursed in every city that they go to? Who is in the ghettos? Who is last hired, first fired? Who's shot down in the streets? Who's selling drugs to their children? Who's whoring out to their women? Who has single parent households? Who has the highest incarceration rates and the highest crime rates? Is that a blessing or a curse? It's a curse. So that's one. Read the next part.
A curse shalt thou be in the field.
When were the so-called blacks and Hispanics cursed in the field? Somebody grab these flags. When were we cursed in the field? Look at this. Come look at this, sis. Slavery, right? Remember, this was written over 3,000 years ago. So this is a prophecy concerning the children of Israel. He's going to give you identifying markers so you can understand who the children of Israel are, who the Jews are, who the Judites are, the Benjamites, all 12 tribes.
Bible,
yes, sir, absolutely.
I mean, every word.
Yes, sir.
Even though we know that they don't put stuff in and took things out.
What did they put in?
The end of Mark, some Bibles, like my grandma's Bible, it went.
Yeah, some Bibles do have additions. The King James is not.
Yeah.
But get Psalms 19:7, right?
Read out.
Psalms chapter 19:7. So there may be, you might find in some versions of the Bible they might have certain things taken out, right? But this is going to be consistent throughout everything. She has a question?
Right. When it out.
How is she a Judite? Okay, we'll get that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7.
When it out.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
It says God's laws are perfect, though. Meaning thou shalt not kill is perfect. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, all these things are perfect. Sabbath day, thou shalt not covet, honor thy father and mother. All these laws are perfect. Love your neighbor as yourself. There's nothing wrong with those. So in these different versions of the Bible, man can add certain things, but the laws stay consistent through and through. The laws don't give you a reason to disbelieve the Bible.
Okay, I understand that, but I'm talking about when something, you got 2 glasses of water, one clear and one kind of dingy, you would try to stay to the clear water. I mean, if it's been tampered with.
Who are you in the Bible?
Read up.
I'm not in the Bible.
Okay. If I grew up in this society, because at one point I didn't believe I was in the Bible either, so I'm gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right? So get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15.
When it out.
Let's bring out. This is really more important. I'm gonna show you, and this will help answer the sister question too. How is she a Judite? Read this, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
When it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Moses was speaking to the children of Israel, the ones that he brought out of Egypt, and he split the Red Sea and they walked over. He's speaking to those people. He said, if you don't listen to God's commandments, he's going to put curses upon you, right? So we can read the curses and see who those people are today. Read the next verse.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
He said the Israelites were going to be cursed in the city. When you look out throughout the world today, which nation of people are cursed in every city that they go to? Who is in the ghettos? Who is last hired, first fired? Who's shot down in the streets? Who's selling drugs to their children? Who's whoring out to their women? Who has single parent households? Who has the highest incarceration rates and the highest crime rates? Is that a blessing or a curse? It's a curse. So that's one. Read the next part.
A curse shalt thou be in the field.
When were the so-called blacks and Hispanics cursed in the field? Somebody grab these flags. When were we cursed in the field? Look at this. Come look at this, sis. Slavery, right? Remember, this was written over 3,000 years ago. So this is a prophecy concerning the children of Israel. He's going to give you identifying markers so you can understand who the children of Israel are, who the Jews are, who the Judites are, the Benjamites, all 12 tribes. Get verse 32. Watch this. Remember, this is Moses speaking, telling you what's going to happen in the future.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Whose sons and daughters were given to another people? Think about it in history.
Negroes.
Negroes, right? When?
When Columbus came.
Yes, but during slavery, right? Let me ask you, sister, how did our people get over here in this land? What was that?
We were taken from Africa.
How did they get us from Africa to over here? Did we fly? Did we swim?
They kidnapped us.
Did they put us on a boat, right? They put us on slave ships, right?
Right.
Is that in here? Is that in the Bible? Read verse 68. Let's see. Remember, Moses is telling you what's going to happen in the future.
Right.
Read.
Verse 68.
Read out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So he said, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again. Egypt is just a Greek word that means slavery.
Right.
He said, I'm going to bring you into slavery again.
With ships.
How?
With ships.
He said, I'm going to bring you into slavery again with ships.
That's right.
Who are the people that witnessed slavery on ships?
Read out.
That was us, right? Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
He said, exactly how I tell you it's going to happen, that's how it's going to happen.
Right.
And lo and behold, 3,000 years later, it happened.
Right.
Our people was putting on slave ships, shipped over from the west coast of Africa, and then put here. Let's see what happened when we got off the slave ship.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
We're not going to see that land anymore.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
After we got off the ships, we were sold to our enemies, right? Well, we sold to our friends. We sold to our neighbors, our buddies. He said, no, you're going to be sold to your enemies,
Right.
For bond men and bond women.
For slave men and slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
And it said no man is going to be able to redeem you.
Right.
Martin Luther King tried. Malcolm X tried. Marcus Garvey tried. Fred Hampton tried. But none of those people were able to redeem us. They did excellent work for our community. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with those men, but nobody was able to redeem us because Christ is the one that's going to have to be redeemed.
That's right.
That's right.
They were not able to get us out of our condition because they weren't the ones teaching us to come back to the commandments.
That's right.
But you say, how are you a Judite? Get Genesis 49.
Read out.
Read verse 1. Because it breaks down, the scriptures breaks down all the tribes, right? What they would be like in the future. I'm going to show you.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
He said he gathered all his sons, all 12 tribes, and he said, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to your descendants in the last days.
Right.
Get Judah.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 8.
Read out.
Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
It said Judah is the one who his brethren are going to praise. When you look at the civil rights movement, it was the so-called Negro, the ones that was leading the civil rights movement, right?
Right.
They had the Black Panthers. They had Martin Luther King's group. Well,
Right.
they're the ones who inspired the Brown Berets. They're the ones who inspired the American Indian
Read
movement.
out.
Because what? They're all the same people. They
That's
said
right.
that we're going to be the ones that shall be praised. Watch. Get Zechariah 12, right? Because God has the prophecy about the tribe of Judah, the same tribe that we're from. He tells you what's going to come to us. Watch.
Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 7.
Read out.
The Lord shall save the tents of Judah first.
He said he's going to save Judah first. So after we get out of slavery, the first people to awaken were the Negroes, the so-called blacks in America. He said he's going to save Judah first. That's why I said he shall be the one that thy brethren will praise. We're the ones who inspired that civil rights movement.
Right.
We're the ones who inspired the so-called Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, and the Brown Berets.
Right.
We're the ones who inspired the Native Americans in AIM, the American Indian movement. Go back to Genesis.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 8.
Read out.
Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
Remember, it said when we got off the slave ship, we're going to be sold to our enemies, right? Who are the people who we're sold to? But who were they? What people were they? Were they Asians? Europeans, right? It said white. It was white people, right? So it said our hand's going to be at the hand of our what?
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
When your hand is on the neck of something, you got to be right up on it, right? It said that we're going to be in the same land as our enemies.
Right.
So you see, look at this right here. you see the tribe of Benjamin, right? It says the West Indian blacks, right? That's in Jamaica, right? Are they in the same land as the United States? No. It says Levi, the Haitians. Is Haiti a part of the United States? No. Puerto Rico, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Guatemala. None of these are at the neck of their enemies, but the so-called American black, we are at the hand of our enemy.
Right.
We're right up on the white man.
Right.
We dwell with him. He's our neighbor. And under the civil rights movement, our hand was right on their neck. We was about to get our freedom. We was fighting hard, marching, boycotting. Read.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Because he said he's going to raise the tents of Judah first. We're
That's
the ones
right.
who's going out to the highways and byways and teaching all the other tribes.
Right.
It was us first, the so-called Negro. Read.
Judah is a lion's whelp.
It said Judah is a lion's whelp. Lions are fierce creatures. We was going hard in the civil rights movement.
Right.
Ready to take down this nation. Read.
From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion.
It said we crouched as a lion. When a lion crouches, means he's getting ready to attack and kill his prey.
Right.
In the civil rights movement, we were ready to attack and we was about to take over. We was doing a lot of work in the civil rights movement.
Right.
But then what happened?
And as an old lion, who shall rise him up?
It said then we became an old lion. What happened? What happened to all the black power movements? It just stopped. It just all slowed down. Now everybody's so docile. Now everybody is not a revolutionary. Now we is going with the waves of society. Now you got your sexy reds and whoever else you got here teaching foolishness.
Bring it out.
But what happened from the 60s and the 70s? These people walking around ain't the same black people that was walking around.
Right.
Who was trying to hand at the neck of their enemies, trying to take over, trying to get their freedom. Not these ones today who twerking and doing drugs
Bring it out.
and killing each other in gang violence. They ain't the same ones.
Right.
So it said we became an old lion. Read.
The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
And it said the scepter shall not depart from Judah, meaning the leadership is not going to depart from Judah because somebody very important came from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
Get Hebrews 7.
Bring it out.
Get Hebrews 7. Sister, you believe in the Bible?
I do.
Who is a very important figure in the Bible who came from the tribe of Judah?
Moses.
No, it's not Moses. Moses from the tribe of Levi. Think about it. Who's the most important person in the Bible?
Jesus.
Jesus. Let's see what tribe Jesus came from.
Hebrews chapter 7 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
It said it is evident that the Lord, Jesus Christ, sprang out of Judah.
That's
He was
right.
from the tribe of Judah. That's why God said he's going to raise up Judah first.
Right.
That's why Judah was the one who had the hands at the neck of their enemies.
Right.
Because there's something special about that tribe. It's the same tribe that the Messiah came from.
That's right.
That's why we're trying to show you, since you come from the same tribe as Jesus Christ.
That's right.
But they didn't teach us that in the churches. They
Right.
didn't teach us that in school. Why? Why wouldn't they show us that we come from the same tribe as Jesus Christ? Why wouldn't they want you to know that?
Because it's the truth.
One, it's the truth. But if you knew that who you are and who you came from, you would know where you were going. You would know what the God of Israel has for you.
Right.
Is that it on Genesis 49? Was there more? Now, get Revelations, 21, about the gates.
Read
How
it.
many gates are there to the kingdom of heaven? What do they tell us? If they tell us anything, because they don't really teach us about heaven.
Right.
They just say, yeah, just go to work every day, pay your bills, be nice, and you probably get there. Believe in Jesus. But they never taught us about how to get there, what's there, what's waiting on us.
Right.
There's a reason why they didn't show us that, sister. There's a reason why. They tell us there's one big pearly gate, right? Go through the pearly gates. Let's see if there's one gate.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. And at the gates,
It said the kingdom of heaven. We'll go up one verse so we can know what we're talking about.
verse 11, having the glory of God, and her light was like a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. And
It said it had 12 gates. The kingdom of heaven has 12 gates. Why would the kingdom have 12 gates?
And there's 12 tribes.
Because there's 12 tribes.
That's
So
right.
why would they lie and say there's only one? You're getting it, sis. You see how it's clicking, right? This is the Bible. This is Revelation. This ain't no special Bible. This ain't no special edition we had to go to the mountains to go find. This is in every single story. It's the one inside our grandma's house. It's the one inside the churches. But guess what? They never read this. Read it again.
And had a wall, great and high, and had 12 gates. And at the gates, 12 angels.
There was 12 angels at each gate, meaning they were making sure that the right people was going in. You can't just walk in the gate because the angel's standing there. He was a bouncer, how we say.
And the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
So each gate had a name on it. So one of the gates said Judah. One of the gates said Benjamin. Levi, Simeon, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Naphtali, Reuben, Issachar. I know I'm missing one, ain't it? Asher. But they never taught us that, sister. They never taught us that there was 12 gates, because then you have to search which gate you're going to go through.
That's right.
That's why they didn't tell you that you was Judah. Because if you knew there was 12 gates and one of them said Judah, it's like, well, which one do I go through?
Bring it out.
If one gate say Benjamin, do I go through that one? If one say Levi, do I go through that one? They don't want you to know so you don't find out who you are.
That's right.
Because the kingdom of heaven isn't for everybody.
Right.
That's right.
Somebody keep us from reading and writing, learning how to read and write English, but breaking from our
Come
language.
closer.
We were breaking from our original language.
Yes.
But allowed to read and write.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to read and write. Get Jeremiah 17:4. This is a prophecy, right? Because in slavery, they wouldn't let us read and write. They would just teach us it however they want to teach us. Slaves obey your masters. That's what they would say. But the Bible's bigger than slaves obey your masters. The Bible's way more than just that one verse. They taught us this. They taught us this image. But this image is nowhere to be found inside the Bible.
Right.
That's right.
But now we can read. Now we can write.
That's right.
So let's see what it says.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
He said we're going to discontinue from our heritage. Meaning our name as Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, we're going to discontinue from that. We're not going to remember who we are. We're going to lose our identity. That's the prophecy. And that's what happened. That's why now we call ourselves Negroes, African Americans.
We don't know Hebrew language.
We don't know our own language. We don't know nothing like that.
Right.
They took it from us, but that was a prophecy. Because if I asked you what your nationality was, what would you say? I know I confused you now. But I mean, what would you say before?
Black.
Black, right? The sleeves on your arm is black. You that color? No? So what would you say? Brown? Okay. Some people say African American, right? Africa comes from Leo Scipio Africanus,
Right.
Italian man. America comes from Amerigo Vespucci,
Right.
an Italian man. So when you say you're African American, you say you come from 2 Italian men. Is that true? They made sure you don't know what your true name was. That's one of the main things they have to do. Make sure these people don't know their name.
Right.
Get Psalms 83.
Bring it up.
Get Psalms 83. Let's see who did it. Right? Because there's a certain people that God said did it. You know what I want? Psalms 83? Read.
Psalms 80, chapter 83 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
It said these people have taken a crafty counsel against God's people. They took a crafty counsel. So that means they had a bunch of people counseling with each other. How are we going to get God's people? How are we going to get the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? How are we going to do it? And it said they consulted thy hidden ones. Where are the hidden ones? It's hidden what our identity is. It's hidden what our name is. Read.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
It said we have to cut them off from being a nation. We're not the same nation that we was in the Bible. They had to cut us off.
Right.
They're not going to remember that they Israel. They're not going to remember that they Judah. We have to do that. That's what they said. They're going to try to do it. Read.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
The name of Israel is not in our people's remembrance. That's why now if we say, hey man, you're an Israelite, they be like, what? What are you talking about? We say, hey man, you from the tribe of Judah. Hey sis, you from the tribe of Judah. I don't know that. Because they cut it off. That's what the nations did. Let's see who.
For they have consulted together with the consent. They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against us, read.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom. Edom in the Bible is the so-called white man. They said the white man did it. Who else?
And the Ishmaelites.
The people of Ishmael, meaning the Arabs. The white man did it. The Arabs did it. Read.
Of Moab.
Moab is the Chinese. The Chinese helped.
And the Hagarenes.
The Hagarenes are the Africans, the Egyptians. Read.
Gebal. And Ammon. And Amalek.
It said in Ammon.
And Ammon.
Ammon are the Japanese. So you have the white man, the Arabs, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Africans. It said all these different nations of people said, we got to make sure those Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans in America never know who they are.
Right.
That's right.
They might be fighting wars with each other, but they all agree on one thing. Don't let them niggas wake up.
That's right.
That's why you can go and see, wait, keep going. Let's go.
And Amalek.
Amalek, the so-called Jewish people, read.
The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre.
They said the Philistines, which are the Palestinians. Palestine. Is Elam in there? And you got Elam too. Elam is the so-called Indians. That's why in our communities only, you might have an Indian person that own a gas station. You might have a Chinese person that own a restaurant. You got the white people who own all the grocery stores. Wait a minute, why don't our people own anything where we live at?
Bring it up.
It's a crafty council. It's a plan. They thought it all out.
That's right.
That's why we have to go to work and struggle and pay our bills, but somebody who is Chinese who don't barely speak no English can have an entire store.
Right.
How was they able to do that? Never thought about it, huh? So you go in there, you try to get some food, and act like you don't understand what you're saying. They probably can. So how can somebody who don't speak English live in America and have a successful business? How did that happen?
Bring it up.
What did it say in verse 3?
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They all took crafty counsel against our people.
Tell you where I work at.
Huh?
I work in a plant in Marlboro. They're rising. It's not. They changing a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they come to work about the red dot, whatever.
Yeah.
They taking over. But where I was before, they was there doing the same.
Right, sis. They get all the opportunities, but we don't get those same opportunities.
Right.
Because they have a crafty council. All of them are, it said they all together in it. Like I said, they might be fighting their little wars here and there, but they all agree on this. Don't let them Negroes and Hispanics rise up.
That's
because
right.
the Hispanic is your brother too. They went through the same thing that we did. The so-called Hispanics, the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, they were in slavery too. They was in the fields picking indigo and tobacco too. Those are your brothers, the Native Americans, the same thing. Those are all our brothers, and they all agree to keep those people down.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support